Hey guys, it's Caden. Welcome to another Autism Digest interview. This next interview we have is someone you might know, if not from the NFL, from winning Food Network Star Season 12, being the host of Barbecue Blitz and several other food programs, and from his book behind there, Game Day Eats. He is Chef Eddie Jackson. Thanks for coming on, Eddie.
Hey, Caden, thank you so much for having me.
I think many people might recognize you, if not from the NFL, possibly from Food Network and Master Chef. You've become one of the top chefs in the world. But for those that may not know you, do you mind telling us your story in your own words?
Yeah, I grew up I was born in Georgia, grew up in Dallas, Texas. I went to the University of Arkansas to play football and run track, but I cooked my whole life. I come from a family of chefs. And so once I retired from the NFL, I had a moment to myself where like, what else do I love to do? I just finished doing something that I strive to do my whole life. And so I transitioned to become a chef, catering and doing all these different things that led me to Food Network Star. And I ended up winning Food Network Star. I think it was 2015, 2014. And I've been a part of the Food Network family ever since.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. My next question for you is, have you had any personal experiences with autism in your life that you want to touch on?
So with me, I used to volunteer at the YMCA. And so I was a mentor to a lot of young kids. And that's when I kind of gravitated towards working with kids that had autism. They just bring me so much joy and it's so honest. And I just love putting a smile on their face. And that's when I really kind of fell in love and working with the autism organizations.
That's amazing. I have high respect for the Y. My siblings are actually involved in the summer camp there right now. So they're definitely an amazing organization. My next question for you is, what are some initiatives that both the NFL and Food Network have taken for autism awareness that you can tell us about?
Yeah, so the NFL does a great job of working with their local communities. So it depends on which team, which city it is. They have a great outreach program that work with autism awareness in that specific city. And also with the Food Network, autism awareness, they do the galas that's all over the country. And so a lot of chefs from Food Network donate their time, donate their food to help raise money for autism awareness. And so it's just ironic that those two things that I've been a part of in my life, they do a great job of working with their local communities in reference to autism awareness.
I absolutely agree. I've been watching Food Network since I was 11 years old, and I deeply admire what they've done for autism awareness within their company. All right, my next question for you is, as a chef, what are your tips for handling food aversions in autistic individuals? And are there specific experiences that you can tell us about where you had to implement that advice?
Yeah, so you got to realize that individuals with autism, they vary. So first and foremost, I feel like you have to understand the individual. And then some of the things that I've learned that work is understanding the sensory sensitivities, because that's kind of one of the number one things is understanding those sensory sensitivities. And then I think gradual exposure. A lot of individuals with autism like routines. And so I feel like gradual exposure when it comes to food is something that is key. And then kind of lean into that sensory side. And what I mean by that is gradually introduce different tastes, different smells. I even say, hey, let those individuals play with the food to get accustomed to it. And also pair these foods with something that they're normal, that's normal to them, and don't force it on them. So gradual exposure, I think, is the number one thing that can kind of overcome those food aversions with individuals with autism.
I absolutely agree. A bit of a story for you. My food aversion specifically is peanut butter and any nut product, which is weird for me because I've eaten a lot of weird foods over the years, starting from animal organ.
Yeah. You've eaten animal organs?
Yeah, I have. There's an Indian market in New York that I like to go to that sells that stuff, which is strange for me because I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I despise peanut butter and nut products and breakfast cereals, but with peanut butter specifically, one thing my parents have tried is slipping it into some food where you can't even tell it's peanut butter.
Exactly.
That's Thai food, cakes, cookies, pies. So
Hmm.
I greatly admire that advice. My next question for you is, how can society, whether that be on the football field as a coach, in the classroom as a teacher, or in the kitchen, have better empathy for the autism community and foster a better understanding in today's society?
I think without a doubt, the number one thing that any individual can do is educate themselves, right? Educate yourselves. A lot of times when people don't like something or they see someone with autism a certain way is because they're not educated. So I think the number one thing that anyone can do, any type of organization, is to educate themselves. Someone with autism is no different from me and you. They just think differently. And that's all it is. So educate yourself is definitely the advice that I would tell you.
I absolutely agree. And my last question for you is, what does the future hold for you? Or do you have anything specifically that you want to promote?
So with me, I'm just still going on with Food Network. Also, I'm an entrepreneur, so I own several other businesses as well. I'm still a chef. I cook every day. I'm really big into fitness, so I'm coming out with a supplement line that's going to be a wellness shot that you can take every day. That's going to give you the energy and all the things that you need to get your day going. So I'm really excited about that. Something I've been working on for a few years now. So I'm excited to bring it to the masses. That'll be coming out this year as well. But still doing my shows, still cooking every day, raising my 2 kids, staying busy, and I'm living life.
Amen to that. Anyways, that's going to do it for this interview. Thank you so much to Eddie for coming on and sharing his perspectives. If you guys want to see more amazing interviews, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Autism Digest channel. Check out our August issue when it comes out by going to autismdigest.com. And be on the lookout for the audio file of this interview on our Spotify by typing in Autism Digest on the search bar. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, Kate, thank you so much for having me.